Friday night pints up in this motherfucker. It's Friday. It's May. There's a little bit of sun out this weekend. We got Pink Whitney in the fucking building. We're about to do Friday night pints with a porn star and her drunk friends. Life is good, John Henry. Life is good.
How about Abella asking if that's okay? Is it okay if I'm on a yacht with a bunch of friends? Abella, that's beautiful.
Just fine. Literally, if every single podcast or live stream guest I ever have until the end of time tells me they're going to be drunk on a boat with girls during their appearance, I'm A-okay with it. So, yeah, we're all good, Abella. We reached out to Abella probably last week, and then I quintuple checked with her to make sure she was actually doing it, because it sounds like something that Abella Danger just wouldn't want to do on a Friday night, to be perfectly honest. I love this show. I love you, John. I love everyone we're about to have on here. But does it sound like something Abella Danger wants to do on a Friday night? It sounds like Abella wants to be on a fucking yacht with her friends drunk.
I'm feeling like Michael Scott when he is trying to explain about how he got tricked. And he's like, it's like when a hot girl says she wants to give you a kiss, and then you turn on the corner and someone is waiting there and throws a pee-filled balloon at you. And like, I'm just waiting to get hit in the face with a pee-filled balloon.
You're right.
But there's like a chance Abella just like turns us into cucks. Like she's like mid-scene on a boat.
You know what? Okay with that too. I'm ready. You tell me, like, fill in the blank. It's going to be Abella Danger drunk on a boat with you doing, and I'm pretty much there. Okay. So she's down. She's going to be tuning in with her from her phone, because she was like, oh, I forgot that I was going to be drunk on a boat during this. I won't have my laptop. I said, we're all good, girl. Don't worry about it. So she'll be at the end. Obviously, we always bring in our closer. Tonight we got Dikembe Mutombo, Large and Zah. So we got Clem mix in with some breakfast boys. Then we got the Pink Whitney guys who are living together, Grinnell and Rude Boy. And then we'll bring in Abella. So another heavy hitter lineup. 7 weeks, 7 different lineups. It's the premier show of quarantine. I fucking love it. And we plan on doing this long after quarantine if this shit ever ends. So Friday Night Pints is here to stay. And a big shout out once again to our folks at New Amsterdam. Pink Whitney. I forgot that Grinnell snuck in. This is his second appearance. I've been trying to work everybody in before we double up. And that little weasel snuck in because I forgot we had him on that one time as a backup to Biz. But whatever. He'll give us the Pink Whitney scoop. And we'll start things off with our guests in a minute. But I just went and got the antibody test.
What's that?
You can find out if you have any antibodies for COVID. Because I'm still convinced I had some sort of shit going on back when I had my test done. I'm really not sold on my results after they gave me the test wrong and everything. So I just went.
How long does that take to get that?
40 minutes, maybe.
No. Results.
3 to 5 days. But so here's the thing. So I get there and you got to wait outside because of social distancing. So like the line's out the door, and I was like, I'm not gonna make it. It was like 4:30. I was like, I'm not gonna make it back in time for Friday Night Pints. And the line picks up real fast, and then I get in there, and the nurse was a dude, and he was a stoolie, and I'm pretty sure he was like and scooted me in there, and he gave me the test. So I'm hoping I get my results maybe a little bit quicker, because the stoolie's gonna hug your boy out, you know.
So that's how you had so much time. Before this, I was trying to read an Instagram caption from you, and it was a book.
Well, I wrote the blog, and then I just put it into the Instagram.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the blog. Okay.
You're talking about
that makes more sense.
Yeah,
the little Dickie.
You're. I'm guilty as charged. I'm a long Instagram captioner.
The longest, Kevin.
Because I write blogs. I don't know how to.
Oh, so you write blogs and then you just copy and paste it in the Instagram caption, or you write a blog and that's it?
Yes, but what I'm saying is I write blogs, not captions, bro. I'm like Diddy. I don't write rhymes. I write checks. I don't write captions. I'm like, I got so many thoughts about this little Dickie video, so I just started writing, and then I was like, fuck it, this is a blog. Went over, finished the blog, then put it back in the caption.
Okay, I'm like a two-word because I'm bad at captions, so I'm just like, here's a picture.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, Instagram's not here for fucking reading. You're here for like hot girls and quick videos and shit. So I don't know what I'm doing with that. But I thought that was such a cool clip. And I'm sure everybody who's ever made it has their plan. If you haven't seen it, Lil Dicky was on Mail Time in 2015. And this clip, he says, I asked him, are you a rapper? Are you a comedian? What are you? And he said, I'm a writer. And I'm using rap. I chose rap as my first vehicle to like get my shit out there. But one day I want to write my own TV show. And it's like 5 years later, bam, he's got Dave, and it's a massive success. And I thought that was awesome. You haven't watched Dave yet?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's so good.
I've heard. I don't think I've seen a single bad review about it. Everyone's like, it's fucking amazing. Me and my brother are gonna watch this weekend. Our
boy Cheeto Santino is in it as one of his buddies. It is very, very fun.
Co-writer too, right? Cheeto's a co-writer too.
Yes, yeah. He's heavy involved in it as well. So kudos to him. It's already halfway through season 1. It was already FX's most successful comedy ever, which with the obvious asterisk.
Hang on us.
I know.
Okay.
You know what I mean.
No, I thought I wasn't calling you wrong. I was just surprised. I thought you like ratings and everything.
Well, Atlanta was and actually, as I say that, it might be FXX, but even still, that's what Sonny's on, right?
It is now, yeah.
Yeah. So Atlanta was their most watched comedy ever with like 4 million people or something. And Dave came along and did 5 million. And I don't know. I mean, who the fuck is not watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Those numbers, I bet Sonny doesn't hit those numbers.
I know. That's what's a shame. It's like they should be doing 10 million a week every week for 15 fucking seasons in my book.
I think it's just too late now. Like Sonny, I think like people are just like I bet Sonny fans, the people who don't like Sonny, are like J. Cole fans to me.
Yeah.
Where like they're like, it's the best. And you're like, you turned me off to this.
Right.
I bet I would enjoy that. I bet I'd like that content. But you motherfucker, you make me not want to like it.
Well, I know that I'm probably being a little bit hypocritical here because I was doing so much Better Call Saul talk this week. And all I was trying to do was get it out there for the people who are like me and you and the other like billion people who fell off on Better Call Saul. You can watch a recap of the first 3 seasons and jump in and not miss a beat, bro. I'm watching season 4 after not having watched any other episodes than when I first tried it, and I feel like I still know everything that's going on. And the real Better Call Saul fans are furious with me. I mean, I'm talking like Yankee fan level of hate. They are so mad at me. I had guys calling into the radio show with a fake, like, hey, I'm Mike from New York. I want to talk about baseball. And I put them through, and they're like, it's actually Steve, and I want to talk about Better Call Saul. People are real mad about that one. So I get it. When you start to get in on people's TV shows, things get touchy. But Dave is very funny. Better Call Saul, season 4, very good. And let's get into it. Let's bring in our first guest. We got Dikembe Mutombo. Bring him in. Bring in the big boy. Yay! What up, Clem?
You fucking assholes. I was on a boat with a bunch of girls drunk as shit, and I was like, guys, I have to leave now. I have to go do this, podcast, video streaming show with my guys at work. And now I just left there, and now I'm in my basement with my family now, and I've never been more miserable.
I do have to apologize because today's episode, obviously, the most coveted spot is right before Abella, and you being first here is the polar opposite of that. So I'm sorry about that, Clem.
First guy in, first guy out. Story of my life.
Here's my boy here. Lift a glass of pink Whitney.
We've had this pink Whitney in the house for longer than I care to admit. We don't go through booze all that much in the Casa de Clem. You're not too surprised by that. Right?
Let me tell you what. The amount of booze we're going through in this house is becoming a problem to the point where I'm like, I won't put this one in the recycling bin just yet. I'll put it in the back of your liquor cabinet, and we'll get there later.
So wait, it's Polly and Papa Feits, you and Benny. Is it everybody?
And my little sister. I have one sister who lives in Connecticut. She didn't come home.
She was like, forget you animals. I'm gonna.
He lives with her boyfriend, so it's like she can't really just leave him alone.
Yeah.
But it's not like everyone's drinking. I'm drinking, and it's just like my dad takes out the recycling, and like I don't need him to have like 3 bottles of whiskey in there every week.
Right. I don't would they judge? I don't think so.
No, he wouldn't. But it's just it's a personal thing.
Right. I judge.
I'll put that in my backpack when I go back to New York, and I'll recycle it there.
Give me a normal Friday night at Casa de Clem when you're not doing Friday night pints.
I will say this. For the not boozing, I'm talking about the liquor cabinet because the
wine is
the refrigerator is being used heavily right now.
Yeah,
My wife, I keep telling myself, my wife is drinking more because of the quarantine, and it's because of everything that's going on and the craziness, and not because she's stuck with me and it's like, this was a fucking mistake. I can't believe I fucking hitched my wagon to this fucking moron here. But I'm starting to feel like it's getting that way right now.
Yo, we gotta believe earlier this week, and on Thursday I had like a Thursday quarantine depression day. I didn't get out of bed till like 11.
I had a shit day yesterday too.
Yeah,
I had fuck all yesterday.
Maybe it's like twins when they have that connection or whatever. I just
my mom kept asking me, she's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm just in a funk today." Like that. Happened.
Okay,
yeah.
So,
you know, it's gonna get over it, but like yesterday sucked. Yesterday was a brutal day.
So you know it, and I had the same exact thing. And me and Clem did the podcast at about noon. Like I had to like wake up and rush to get ready for our podcast at noon. And I said to Clem
I laughed like I've never done that. I'm like, oh, what a crazy thing. God, you must have really been down in the dumps about that. That's fucking every podcast we do, Kevin.
Fights missed our 3 o'clock call time, so I don't want to hear it. But I told Clem like the main difference, like I have my own shit. I'm stuck with the kids, and I'm going through crazy dad mode too. But when your kids are always home and you're still married and shit, you don't ever get a day like that. It's just always got to be on. And so I had to tip my cap to Clem, and I was just like, I was feeling shitty, so I just did nothing for a few hours and got over it. And you get to never do that because it's just not in the cards. So tonight you cut loose.
I basically banished my kids. My daughter Sienna, my 5-year-old, was on my ass the entire way down the stairs. I'm like, get out of here. I got to go work now. And it's just talking a bunch of bullshit with you guys as I drink. It's like my one, like work. We work at a place where work is your savior sometimes.
Yes.
Right? And for all the shit we talk about it, it is, thank God. Imagine you to crush spreadsheets right now on a Friday night. Oh, just put a bullet in my, just give me the corona.
Yeah, no, I really think if I was still at like Deloitte or if I had a shitty job, I think I would be doing it poorly enough to get fired, and if I was, I would just be like, okay, all right.
But you know what, Kev? It's the little things. It's the little things in life that get me by right now. And you know what today was? We made today special. You know what today was? Sicilian pizza day. When you throw the Sicilian pizza, and you just like Sicilian's always on the menu, but whenever someone orders it, or it's like, hey, let's do Sicilian. It's like they were like, I went to Italy and got this pie of pizza for you. It blows my mind every time. The wife is like, let's get Sicilian. I'm like, that's a fantastic idea. And I had a spring in my step the entire day.
It is a little special. It's a little something different for you. It's not just pizza. It's Sicilian pizza. I like it.
Did you put on makeup for it, Clem? You look like you were in lipstick.
Oh, it's the pink Whitney. Or it might be the
pink Whitney.
Or it might be the lipstick I put on.
Sicilian sauce.
The Clem house means like, well, we got to get dolled up, sweetie. You got some rosy lips going on tonight, Clem.
I was kissing the girls on the boat before I got fucking sent back here. I was having the time of my life.
I have a Friday night treat here too. I got to give a shout out to our boy Trey. Remember Trey Zingas, Clem? Trey from New York.
Oh hell yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Trey from New York has something to do with a cookie company called Halfsies. He sent me freeze wrapped, like suction wrapped cookies. And they're like, I don't know if you can see it through, but they're kind of like half cookie, half brownies. They're like filled with, it's like a cookie filled with cookie dough. It is unbelievable. I haven't opened one, so I can show you it better.
Out of all the time, like stacking off.
I want to see an open one.
Snacking off, like it had its, when we moved to New York, it started up and then it got canceled. This is the time we would have gotten so much fucking snacks. Barstool hit another stratosphere. I would just be eating a lot more. I don't care about the snacks of a fucking show.
So it's like a cookie with a inside cookie. It's a fucking treat. And then he sent it with this, like as you see on TV, like, and it's so like sucked all the air out of it, so it stays fresh. So I got to give a big shout out to my man Trey. Goes perfectly with a little pink Whitney.
I also want to tell you guys, this is a big night for me. I'm doing pink Whitney, and I put like a spiked seltzer as my mixer. That's when you know Daddy's night out.
You're going to double up.
Yeah,
I like that move.
I also don't have any other seltzer in the house, but that was the way we did it. One time I was at a Giants tailgate, and we ran out of mixers, and we did it with the old Four Loko. So it's Four Loko and vodka, and by the second quarter, every time 69 reported eligible for the Giants, which was all the time. We used to run Rich Seibert out. He'd always run routes. And I, right next to my father-in-law, who's like a peach of a guy, but a very straight-edge guy. And I'm going, 69 reports eligible. First and last time I ever did Four Loko.
Everybody's got a Four Loko story like that. One and done, and it's a wrap.
Clem, when is the last time you got that like drunk? I'm trying to understand, like, Dad, like, when's the last time you got shattered?
Honestly, it's probably like 5 years ago, because when I had my first hangover when my daughter was born, and you say, I never want to have that hangover
yes,
again.
John, I always tell people
half a deck. I don't think I've ever gone my whole life, like since I was born, 5 years ago, just being fucking shattered.
The thing is, there's no party, no event is worth the hangover with your kids. And as I said, when you're, still the family man, it's just constant. There's never a day off. So, like, you say that to Clem, like, oh my God, I feel bad, or I can't believe it. And I would imagine Clem is totally fine with it, because it means he hasn't had a day where he's hungover trying to take care of 2 kids. And that'll scare you straight. That's the worst thing in the world.
Dude, I've been hungover taking care of kids. I was a camp counselor. You fucking tell them to play dead fish. If you move, you lose. And then you fucking take a nap. You've been hungover taking care of a kid. You play dead fish. That's all you got to do.
Feidelberg has been hungover taking care of kids because he has to take care of his fucking self when he's hungover.
The only thing is, like, you care if these die. Like this, I feel bad because it's like they kind of look like me. That's the only reason why I feel bad if I killed them. Like, and Large is, look at Large. He gets loaded all the time. He'll be on here later today.
Bring in the big man. Bring in Large. He can give us some color on this one. There's
somebody say loaded.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, when you have the little fucking kids, it's difficult. But like 15, 12, and 10, it's lovely again. Oh, we get on Podfathers, and Clem and his lovely wife got on. We had the brides on the other day, and they looked like they got hit in the face with a bag of dicks. And me and Annie looked like we were late for shuffleboard on the fucking Lido deck.
Yeah, I look towards those days.
Yeah.
Like it's retirement almost. Actually, I'm not even looking that far. I just can't fucking wait until I don't. The day that they can put themselves in the goddamn car without the fucking car seat, that's all I'm looking forward to right now. When I'm trying to put their jacket through the straps and shit, I'm like, I'm going to put it on top of the fucking car. I don't give a shit. So, yeah.
I almost have a designated driver.
Yeah, you're close.
That's hard. I tell that story with my dad all the time. We're like, when I turned 16 and a half, like we always go to Sox games, Bruins games, whatever. Yeah. And my dad would hand me my ticket and he'd hand me his keys. And he'd be like, this is what my investment was for. Now, granted, Uber came along shortly thereafter, but he's like, this is what the kids, finally, it's time for you to start being the man of the house. Here are the keys to the car. Here's your ticket. Enjoy the game. I'll see you in the parking lot after.
I just can't imagine me being on the back of a Vespa with my arms wrapped around my 15-year-old son. Like, slow down. I'm going to get sick. But yet I can't fucking wait. We watched that movie, Russell Crowe and Gosling. Not the other guys. The funny
Nice Guys.
Nice Guys.
Film.
Great movie.
Yeah.
And Gosling jumps into his car, and I'm like, is that a European car? But his daughter was driving because I don't know why. Like, kind of came in halfway. And right away, I was like, man, I can't wait for that shit.
Can you imagine Large with, like, it's going to get easier for Large to drink? Imagine the damage the man's been doing recently, and it's going to get a little bit easier for him with the kids driving.
I got to be 100% with you guys because I use those terms now. I got to be 100. Mentally, I am so sound as a fucking pound. Physically, I'm a car whose engine light went on, but I'm just going to avoid it till my fucking mechanic wakes up next week. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just putting it all, like, you know how you hope that little knocking goes away? Somehow your transmission kind of runs through it. That's my whole thing now.
I've done every part of my body. I've done some kind of, I've had that feeling right now it's my back. I get like I feel something in my back get pinched every time I move. Every single time.
Have you had any of your episodes recently?
No. But I had a shoulder earlier in the thing that just like kept clicking every time it moved. And honestly, I don't know what doctors are for because usually it just goes away. It's like it just stops. Shoulder just stops.
Yeah. There's a time where that then goes forever.
Yeah.
Like it used to have like that Wolverine thing. By the way, Look at the hair coming.
Look at the flow.
Wow.
Holy shit. Right?
The back is gross. The back is gross.
Huh? No?
The back is the
All
back.
right, I'll put the hat back on. But that's the only part. By the way, the ones up top are socially distant, man. Those motherfuckers hate each other. Around here, I got some nice going, but otherwise, this is a huge mistake. I'll never make it again. Thanks for the invite, by the way. I love it.
You can shave in quarantine, can't you? You just letting her go, like
You
I
know-
could theoretically shave this fucking bullshit on my face, but I'm just letting it go.
I haven't let it go in 20 years. So every time that I would kind of give it a week on vacation, it would be a little less dark and a little more sparse. So I said, oh, let me let it go for a little while. And Patty's like, oh, then I'll let my beard go because his beard comes in red. Patty, you know, like, so he's got a red beard like you, Feits, but he doesn't have the reddish hair. So I said, oh, well, you know, that's a nice little trade-off. And everyone hates him. So I'm gonna dye it. I'm gonna let my daughter do one of those rinses where we do like a purple, like what's the name of the show, Clem, with Malevolent?
Descendants.
Yes. So we're gonna do something like that. So I'll dye it. Then I'll do a couple of fucking TikToks and then I'll shave the shit.
Don't bury the lead though. You're growing into a ponytail too. You're trying to get a ponytail out of this.
If I go full rat tail, remember the little Puerto Rican rat tails? Oh, I'll
You
never.
look like, what's his name? You look like that dude in Tiger King, the guy with the harem of women.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doc,
Doc Dingo.
Yeah.
I would pay good money to see Large up there on TikTok doing the.
Oh, whatever the fuck it is. But,
You got
I got the whole fucking thing now.
You've been practicing, haven't you? You've been
You know what? I'm so in love with Ev. I love Big Ev, and the fact that he got a hernia doing TikTok is so goddamn adorable. I Venmoed him $100.
How about Grandma Vodka Don saying, "Don't worry, I've had 7 hernias. You'll be fine."
Yeah, it's like I blew my guts out all the time. You know,
Absolutely. Sips whiskey,
Ev's like,
yeah, girl, Grandma Juan.
yeah, Ev's like, Large, you doing?
You get a hernia.
Yeah.
He was so big that even like forcing his baby self to roll over would give him a hernia. We had to like strap him to a bed. Like, you can't fucking move until you're inside. Your organs can handle moving.
Let's hit our boy Clem with an ATI question as we cycle him out because he's had enough fun. He's got to get back to the hellscape that is his life.
Yeah.
I feel like Clem's gonna have a good answer for this one. Clem, if you had to pick one person to be the ambassador for the human race to meet aliens, who would it pick?
Very apropos question right now, given the UFOs and whatnot.
Oh, that's right. I feel like they already told us this, though.
Well,
Didn't
they
they?
did. So here's the thing. Those videos are from 2007. They resurfaced in 2017. What happened recently is the government came out and said, like, those are real. They're not doctored.
I thought that's what they did in 2017. I think what they said, they're like, we don't know what those are. I'm positive I already knew. They were just like, look, this corona thing's getting out of hand. Let's throw them a curveball. Let's bring up the aliens again. Because that's going to get headlines. Aliens moving.
Right. Yeah, and everyone automatically thinks UFO means alien when it just means they don't know what that flying, which is not good, by the way, either. When a flying object is defying physics and they're like, I don't know, it's pretty.
I'd be the Russians.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's worse if it's the Russians.
Exactly.
I hope they're from Mars.
So who you got, Clem? Who is representing the human race?
It's always the same answer for me. It's the goddamn Rock. The Rock's everything. We sent the Rock up there. He's there. He's on the mic. He can talk to those aliens. He can fucking put a good word in for us. And if shit gets hairy, the Rock has a 75% chance of walking out of there alive. That's all I gotta say.
The other thing too is the Rock might show up and they might be like, "Welcome home, Dwayne." Like he's an alien. Like he's a specimen that they sent down here. So solid answer. We're gonna send you back to AJ and Sienna and wifey Clem. We appreciate.
Please don't. I'm just gonna.
I love it. I did need to say I'm going to pop on a live stream with Clem tonight, 9 p.m. We do Barstool TGIF. Last week we watched old episodes of Rock and Jock, which I personally think is the greatest show ever. Mm-hmm. And this week is I'll find it in a minute. Another good show though. Will Smith, a good answer. 2 cents.
Bush is a great answer.
Party Mush.
What an answer that is.
That was my original answer, was Joe Rogan. I think we're actually reaching a point where Joe Rogan represents the human race pretty fucking well. But yeah, a lot of good answers. And Large, I think you're up there as well.
Thank you.
Large is good at talking to people. Large, no, you know what you're good at, Large? You're good at lying and like making people believe you think they're interesting.
Yes.
Like I've seen you talk to people. I'm like, there's no way Large isn't enjoying himself right now.
That's fascinating, Feits. Tell us more about that.
I remember we went to the Operation Heal Our Heroes thing probably 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
At this point, and like Large was the king of the crowd, talking to everyone, and I was just like, "There's no way he likes everyone he's talking to." But
I mean, especially if there's non-whites in the building, you know he's.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what you're talking about at all. Hey, Willie's here. We had this guy on this week, Mark Henry.
I do have to shout out Willie. He shamed me on Barstool Breakfast and called me a racist. And then I extended the invite, and he said no. So who's the racist now, Cologne? Fuck off.
That's your answer. It's Cologne. And then I torched him in trivia this week.
Well,
and so he said,
I heard there was some drama.
He said that I was cheating. I said, I'm alone in this house. This is the other house we haven't moved into yet. So I'm alone in the house.
What?
And I do the whole thing.
You have a whole second house?
Yeah. Doesn't it ever? No, I'm just kidding. But so I do the whole thing like this. Every time they ask him a question, he answers like this. Because I knew how many fucking flavors there was. I knew who the mascot was for Target. Do you know what animal is the mascot for Target?
I know it's a dog. I don't know what.
No, that's the answer. It's just a dog. You don't have to know it's a bull terrier. You don't got to know his name is Bullseye, any bullshit like that. Just a fucking dog. How the hell did you know that? I was like, I don't know. I read a paper once. I turned on TV and I didn't go through a fucking commercial anytime around Christmas. I see the fucking dog.
He's got the red around his eye. I know.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought it was just the dot, but now as soon as you guys said it.
Jeff Lowe says there's a candy. It's made by the New England Candy Company. It's been around since 1847. I remember the fucking thing. I was like, New England Candy Company, NECCO. Is it Necco? He's like, yeah. How the fuck did you know that? I was like, how the fuck did you know that? I was like, there was a candy made by a woman named Kit and her friend Kat. Any idea? So that's the thing. I think we're gonna make up over a couple of drinks tonight. I have that one place that I go to that lets me in the kitchen and then becomes a speakeasy. So I have a couple of drinks. So
are they rolling out the red carpet for you? That's Arturo's? Or
yes. So yeah, but they're not supposed to, but so we go there every Friday night. Then we bring the kids dinner. I moved that guy up. I had that restaurateur, so I already did him. So I'm a free man. So Friday nights are good nights on quarantine.
Especially once you've gotten once you're free of the Dave Portnoy world. Large got a quick pace fights. Large did like a month long bid, not even like a 2-week bid.
Yeah, I think it was 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And it wasn't even a full 3 weeks because sometimes the 11 o'clock start would happen. He'd be like, fuck it, I can't do it. Like, you know what I mean? If he was having a bad thing, because it got in his mind that the hour of 11 to 12 was evil. And then I became the jinx, and now Bezos is the jinx. Like, you know, so I was like, where am I? What the fuck am I doing? And so he's like, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm like, free at last. But, you know, I had to shake the jinx thing for a little bit.
How about this, though? Yesterday, he's got $7 million on Amazon, a $2,300 stock. And
it was 24 when he bought it.
He bought it.
He bought it $7 million worth. I guess he has two accounts. He has a $5.1 million account that I used to watch him trade, and I guess he put another $2 million in another account. So he bought a bunch of Amazon right before the bell, and then the earnings came out, and like it went down $100, and then it went down.
I mean, he's used to losing that type of cash at this point. I thought it was going to be like, you know, he's cleaned out because of a bad earnings report.
And that's what I think Dave likes about this. That's what I think he likes about day trading or just trading jocks. He's not really day trading because he's not making enough moves intraday. He's just grabbing a position and holding it for a couple of days. But I think he likes it because if Feits bets on the Celtics and all of a sudden he loses that bet, he's got nothing to show for it except maybe his story. Dave has an underlying stock that's now $2,200. You know what I mean? Like you have some sort of worth. That's so new to him that it's fascinating. And I think he's like, well, at least I have the stock.
Yeah.
He's right. He's like, zero.
If he's not making moves and day trading, what's he doing all day?
I don't know. Somebody that
and then just talk to the live stream and be like, it went up, it went down, it went up, it went down.
He doesn't show his positions that often. I noticed that. So the fact he doesn't show his positions keeps people. First of all, he's fascinating, right? Like you can watch him taking a dump, but people love to watch him lose. I think more than win. So like somebody asked me, "Hey, how do you think I could get $4 million in a trading account?" I said, "Give Dave $5 million and wait a month." But like the thing is that it's kind of monopoly money for him, and it's content, and people fucking love it. So. I bet he gets it back. I bet he gets back to flat at some point.
Yeah.
And then walks. If he gets back to flat and walks away or makes a little bit of money, it's a huge fucking success.
Sponsors and money from the content and all and followers. Yeah. But Feits, how about this? The other day on the rundown, I said to Dave, it was right before the earnings came out. So before we all knew what happened, we thought it was either going to be he doubles his money or he loses it all. And so I said to Dave, Portnoy, what do you think's better for content? If you win or lose. And he was like, I think if I win. I think people want to see me win. And me and Dan just started laughing. He was like, no, the Wall Street guys are such assholes. I think people want to see them lose. I said, oh, so the rich guys who rub it in people's faces. You want to see those guys lose, right? Yeah, you dumb fuck. I mean, people were.
I don't think there's anyone. I think it's just, again, I don't even think that's a knock on Dave. I think it's human nature. I don't think there's anyone in the world that people want to see win. Like I think everyone wants to see everyone lose.
Well, you know what? I
think people are like, good, he's got corona.
I agree. There's very few except like Alex Trebek. Everybody's pulling for him no matter what happens. Willie Nelson, sometimes Shaq, Snoop Dogg. Like there's like you have one more.
The midget Zimbo. Bring in my man Zah. I don't think there's anybody alive rooting against Zah.
I hope there ain't no motherfuckers rooting against me. I hope so. How we doing, fellas?
Oh, my man.
How we doing?
You, I believe, are one of the most universally beloved people. Do you have Barstool haters? Are there people on social media?
Oh, yeah, everybody's got haters. Yeah? I've had a lot of people say a lot of mean shit to me, but I don't. You just got to take it in your stride. How we doing?
That's pure hate, man. There's nothing to hate about you. You're one of the best guys I've ever met. How we doing?
I'm fantastic. Can I make a comment about the ATI question you threw to Clem? Because I'm actually the only person I feel that's qualified at the company because I've actually seen them in real life. Those motherfuckers, those aliens ain't rational. Right, so you guys are thinking of people that could talk to them. When they came to Ariel, they were working in signs and making weird sounds. So my suggestion, because she does those weird ass dances, she makes fun of herself on Twitter doing those weird ass dances, the robot dances. Kate, she should be on ambassador.
I like it.
I feel like they do the little dance moves together, telepathy. They'll understand each other.
Now let's clarify for I don't know, maybe some people are watching who don't know the story. Zah has met aliens, like. Not like a crazy thing. Like Harvard's gone to Africa to where Zah went to school and where the alien ship landed, and they've done studies on this alien encounter.
It was just unfortunate that I was young, so I didn't appreciate it at the time. But there's documentaries and all that. I remember telling the stories. There's documentaries. If you Google it, Ariel Zimbabwe aliens, it comes up. You can watch it. There's like scientists and all that. And it was wild at the time, man. It was crazy.
I mean, they separated all you guys. They asked for everybody's account, and everybody told the same story, the same everything.
So what they did, Kevin, was they separated us, and you see that picture that's right next to your head right there. They told us to draw little pictures right there, and guess what? Everybody drew a picture, and they all kind of looked alike. So that's what you had to.
I mean, and I've said, what was the number of kids? Do you remember?
At the time, so it's a small farmer school. So at the time, it's definitely less than 200. I would say. Yeah. It was Area was 94. It was starting. It could have been less than 100 too at the time. Yeah, our classes were tiny.
The first time we talked about it, you threw out a number because I remember thinking to myself, "This would be a great movie," and it was something like 72 kids.
Yeah, it was a very small.
A show called like The 72, and it's about the 72 African kids who actually saw.
That's all the aliens.
So perfect because you guys were all young. So it's young enough that people could go like, kids in their imaginations, old enough that it was like, wait a minute, something's going on here. It's so fucking fascinating, man.
And it was like 72 of us too, because like close to like 70, because it was a tiny school. I had like 10 people in my classes and all, and so thank you to the Harvard people, because each time I say it, people tell me that I'm full of shit, but they believe a fucking guy from Harvard with a PhD. So go watch those documentaries.
Now let me ask you a question: if you could have gone up there, if they could have like picked you up and you go up, and then they don't do anything crazy to you, they don't fuck with you or anything, but it's still a traumatic experience. Like, they would have put you right back down. You would have been fine. Would you want that?
So we had a similar question on Barstool Breakfast somewhere along those lines. It was more angled towards, would you be happy dying now or living 1,000 more years, and 1,000 more years having all the money and dying then? I picked dying now because I am so sick of this corona time, man. Anything that takes me off this planet, take me to fucking Mars with them aliens, I am ready. Let's go, man. I'm sick of being in my room.
Yeah, you're a party guy. You're always out. Yeah. You're a social animal. I feel like Zah is ready to get back out there and cut a rug and fucking dance.
I need something new, and I don't know what the alien life is. So I mean, take me, please.
How are you doing, Large? I feel like guys of our age, although you're a social butterfly too. So I don't know how you're handling it.
Yeah, I'm in no rush to go back. I kind of like it. Radio is easier in a studio. Yes. Right, these kits and shit like that. So that's the only thing that I think, is.
You guys got a squad now. I mean, Zah, Patty, Jetski, you, Willie, B New. I mean, that's a lot of fucking voices to manage.
Yeah, exactly. And we all show up to every one. We're not like alternating or anything like that. And it helps so, because without callers, 2 hours without callers, sometimes it gets a little bit, and not being able to like play off each other, because it's a lot of. No, you go. No, I fucking hate it. So, other than that, I don't mind trying to be a little bit creative from home. Been doing like all these other shit, so it's been kind of fun. So I'm in no rush to get back. I mean, I was there by myself doing the Stock Central thing with Dave that week of St. Patrick's Day, and New York City was just a scary, scary place then. Like Zah, I mean, it
was weird. Around when I got out, I went for a walk one day. And I was already leaving anyway, so it wasn't like I saw that and was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. But it was my last day in the city. And I went for, I don't know, a mile, whatever walk, not that far, and saw like infinitely more soldiers than pedestrians. And like, this is fucking weird. Like, thank God. It wasn't like I called my parents, like, I gotta get out of here. I was leaving already.
But the city is awesome when it's empty. The city is, except that everything, if everything was open and there was nobody here, I'd be so fucking happy. I'd go in and do it.
I feel like when I was younger, in the summertime, I usually went to the Hamptons or Jersey Shore. And then on the weekends where I didn't have a house or whatever, I used to be like, oh, this is terrible. Like, the city's a ghost town. Get me out to the beach. And granted, in the summer, it is like very, very hot. You're baking in the concrete. But now I would love the idea of living in a city apartment where the crowds are gone and none of the bridge and tunnel people are around and all that shit. Well, that's the best time.
I mean, look at poor Willie. Like, Willie had a kid a couple weeks beforehand. He only has one nanny.
I know.
So he's already. I think the kid's almost 3 months old. He's
Willie, right?
He's changed like almost 3 diapers already. You know what I mean? Really? The elevator's been very slow in his house. I mean, so I mean,
I feel so bad for him.
No, but like Brandon Newman just had a kid too. Coley just had a kid. Yeah. Dan just had a kid. So they're all like quarantined with the fucking baby.
Yeah, but you know what? Don't you remember? You probably don't remember those days. I feel like that was what I was doing anyway. You're so germophobic that you're not going out because you can't go out. You're not having anybody over because you're worried about germs. I remember Purelling my hands every 20 seconds. I don't know. You had kids back in like the 70s, Large. These days, it's still, it's basically quarantine life anyway. So
we used to use sheep's blood, right? Because there was a religious connotation. Then we'd rub it on the door jams, and then no Jews could come in. So we used to do that a lot back in the day. No. But I'm saying, like Mama Clancy not being able to come over and grab the kid. I mean, that's killing on both sides.
The grandparents bring that up. How's Mama Clancy doing? What's with the rascal?
Yo, Mama Clancy's cruising on the rascal these days. Her body
was riding dirty. I saw that.
So they go for a walk with the dog, and she just cruises on the rascal. She's got her mask on and everything. But there was that video of the grandparents who put like a full body condom on and had a snorkel sticking out of the plastic. And my brother posted it saying my parents are like 1 minute away from doing that. And I spoke to her today, and she was like, "We're seeing the kids tomorrow, like one way or another, bro. I don't know, figure it out." So
your parents are gonna be like those fucking Michigan protesters, like go up to your house, strap with AR-15s, like we're coming in. We're coming in.
Send them out.
Let's hit Large with an ATI question and send him on his way to get drunk.
Large, if you could only have knees or elbows, what would you pick? I think we got the answer.
Yeah, right there.
It had to be elbows. Yeah, I mean, it have to be elbows, right? Because I barely have knees now, right? Have you ever seen me drunk? I have a 9-foot ring, and I clipped it and put it on. I realized I didn't bend my knees at all. Like I still do that, but I need these, right? The fucking whatever. Is that porn star around? By the way, you guys got that?
That was so perfect as you did the shot. Like asked and answered. There you go. I feel like
it was like, I mean, you can't ask a man like, yo, a phrase at the bar is like, let's go bend an elbow. You can't ask a guy who I think has had 7 drinks on his time here if he wants knees or elbows. He wants to bend the elbow.
Yeah, you asked me that same question. I'm gonna tell you elbow because I'm gonna need another one after this quarantine, man. This is killing me.
Good for you, Zah. Good for you, pal. Yeah. You should take it.
By the way, that's a fucking nice bed you got back there. That's a fucking. That's like an adult setup you have back there,
bro. So I got this this mattress foam because I had a shitty ass mattress. So to counteract it, I got this mattress foam that's like 4 inches thick because I wanted something comfortable. But now each and every time I have to get on my bed, I got to do the high jump, man. That's why I'm doing fucking Sean T so I can get on my bed so I can sleep.
Dude, I meant like you had a headboard.
Yeah.
I was wondering, man.
I mean, that's John. That's just there to look pretty, man. That's a no use.
I meant that looks like a fucking bed I'd see.
My actual worry is getting on that goddamn bed.
All right, well, have a good night, bro.
Have a great weekend, guys.
I'm just picturing Zah like gets a running head start and like
life under 5 feet. And the problem is too, right? Is I'm under 5 feet, but I'm not like I'm not nimble, so I can't get boosts or anything. I'm thick as fuck, fat as hell, so it's tough, man.
You got to give yourself some credit, bro. I've seen you move, dude. I seen you on the dance floor. I see you running around the office when we were back there. You did tear that meniscus though. Whatever you did to your knee.
I work. So I'm the greatest. I try to tell people that pound for pound, inch for inch, I am the greatest 5-second athlete. Any sport for 5 seconds, I can do it. Anything that actually requires any extra shit, man, it becomes a little bit wild.
How does that translate when you tell a girl any 5 seconds? I'll give you the best 5 seconds of your life.
No, I mean, you don't tell him that. You don't tell him that. If I told him that, goddamn, what? I probably would have still been a virgin or something. I don't know.
Yeah. How about Zah's tweet today about Rochelle Ryan when I didn't see. He was fist pumping so hard, my arm almost fell off. Was that today or was that last night?
That was this the girl that hit up. That was today in the afternoon. I had no idea. I had no idea who the fuck she was. So when Jared tweeted out that Stay Hot Rocket screenshot and seeing her tagged, I was like, God damn. I went there and I checked her out. I was like, wow, all right. Stay fucking hot then, Rocket.
Let me tell you what. I think that porn star, Rochelle Ryan, she might have more followers, more like fake accounts than anyone in the history. Because of Abella's success with ATI, I've had a lot of porn stars follow me on Instagram and then slide in those DMs, whatever. Hey. And but Rochelle Ryan, Brandy Love, but Rochelle Ryan followed me probably months ago. And then to this day, still, I will like consistently check my notifications and it'll be like fake Rochelle Ryan fan pages also follow me. I think they just follow whoever she follows.
Dude, there's so many.
The Rochelle Ryan army, I think, is strong. I think they're very passionate about their women.
That's actually partially part of the reason why I was so curious because I had never heard of her in my life, and she had for someone, and everyone knows I'm a I made a living off that shit. Everyone knows that. So me not knowing a porn star is like a big deal, and I had no idea. And she had the decent followers. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
So have you been going down the rabbit hole in quarantine? Because I feel like
it's all right. Hand up. This is a trust tree, right? We can trust each other here. Trust tree. So I was the pirate king. I'm for piracy. I now started paying for a premium. I need that. I mean, in these times, you need that extra pixel, bro. You'll go nuts.
What'd you buy?
Oh, Pornhub. I mean, that's the only way to go.
Yeah.
That is the only way to go. That's the one that offers the most. I was thinking Chatterbait too. I was thinking either one of those Chatterbait, the selfie cam ones, those ones that. But Pornhub is the one I went with because it offers.
The way he said that, he was like, "I'm thinking Chatterbait."
Oh yeah. So it's broken me, man.
Was it? Did they like immediately? Did that like flag your credit card right away? Because I've purchased a time or two or three or four in my day. I purchased brass out of Abella.
Which these fucking assholes, I hate them too. I hate them. As soon as we were locked up, that's when that whole free 1 week free, I think it was like 2 weeks, the trial was. They just started flashing it everywhere. And dude, I was at the point before I started fucking running around, working out. I broke and I just put my credit card in there and I'm too lazy to cancel.
Have you considered any OnlyFans accounts?
Oh yeah, that was part of it. But the thing is, porn I can't be paying for it because I mean I'm paying for like Netflix now and all that. OnlyFans, those are expensive too. They're like,
man, I almost bit the bullet the other day. It was $20 for a month, and I was like, I don't know.
I gotta find a person.
Yeah,
I've paid for one OnlyFans in my life, Zah. It was a girl who has been on a Barstool Sports rundown before. And she posted a picture where
I have something to do after this, John.
She was mid cartwheel, and it was like the butt was blurred out, and then her chest was blurred out. And I was like, and it was like sign up my OnlyFans to see this picture. And I was like, look, I gotta see what a naked cartwheel looks like.
Can I ask you a question?
But I got what this looks like. So I signed up for it. And then she had a bikini on in the fucking OnlyFans. And I was like, this isn't what I'm paying for. I didn't sign up for this.
Is it a girl that you may have met up at a bar to do a piece of content with?
No, actually, it's not. It's not her. It was a girl. This
is years. She was on a rundown of the Super Bowl.
At the Super Bowl in a hot tub. She's only made you couldn't. She's not even really a porn. She dabbled in the world. Very, very amateur stuff. Right. I'll send you a text out.
Super Bowl rundown. There we go. How you guys been holding up? Yo, how are you doing with the kids and all, man? How's that going?
It's a little bit more difficult with the kids because we can't do all the usual activities, and my kids are young enough that they're not bugging out. They're like, I think a couple of years older, they'd be like, I want to see my friends and what the fuck's going on. But they're good. They're just like, why can't we go to gymnastics? Why can't we go here? But distract them and keep it moving. It's a little bit more difficult, but other than that, bro, I'm chilling. I'm good. I feel bad for anybody like yourself who wants to get back, but I am in no.
Yeah, I need to be back. I need to be back,
man. Let's bring in Grinnell now. We'll get him in the mix too, because I feel like he's probably in the same.
Red Bull.
Hey, look at this dynamic duo.
Hey, 2 shots, 2 times. Let's go.
Wait, let's do
all right. I'm gonna rip a shot. It's shot time.
That's one thing we don't have any fellas in this apartment is Pink Whitney.
Pretty fire right now, bro.
Cheers, boys.
Whenever we do Pink Whitney, MB is like, all right, give me the rundown. I gotta send bottles to everybody. And I was like, you're good on this half. Don't worry. They got plenty.
We have legitimately, I'd say, like 40 bottles just staring us in the face right now.
You guys must be in the same boat as Zah. You guys must be dying, right? I mean, you're both in your prime. You're both trying to get out there. You're both like, what's the point of living in the city if you can't fucking get out there, right?
I think Rude Boy, I had a feeling and now I'm looking at him. I think he has just been stoned. I don't think Rudy knows we're in quarantine. I think
that's not true. Hey, Rudy disappears every day for about hour, 2 hours to go for a walk. I think it's like Hinge or Bumble. I think he's meeting up
at the quarantine.
You can socialize in bubbles.
Yeah, okay, in a bubble. Is that what we're calling it? I had an idea for a dating app where it's basically like you sign up and you're signing away like your life. Like if something happens, that's so be it, and we're gonna fuck. And I feel like you would be first one to sign up, Rudy.
But what do you mean if something happens? I don't get it.
Yeah, Kevin, that's a dating app. That's like you might murder me.
That's Tinder in a nutshell.
Yeah, that kind of basically already what it is. But
So you're saying like all your chips are on the table?
Yeah, for the people who are like these people who are like open the country back up. It's like you can come to my apartment. I don't care. You might have corona, maybe I have corona, but you can show up. Let's fuck.
You know what's interesting is I was watching a video the other day about like I've been getting into history a little bit because there's nothing currently going on, and they were talking about during the Black Plague, which was far worse than this, obviously. There was like a whole faction of people in Rome that were just like, listen, this is pretty bad. Let's just go down in a blaze of glory. And they went like out every single night. They were all like having sex. They were having
See,
like
this
orgies.
is what I get every night. I get like the dumbed down history version of like everything. He'd be like, dude, the bubonic plague, bro. There was like these two people and they got sick and then they fucked and then like now everyone got sick and died.
Time out. Rudy, I will watch that show. Rudy explains history fucking once a week. IG Live, you get high as you are right now, and then you tell me about history. I am fucking in. And let me tell you what I want episode 1 to be: the Edinburgh Underground City. Edinburgh, Scotland. During the plague, they just built another city under the city, and it was where you.
I know what I'm doing tonight.
Oh shit!
That's interesting, dude. I would love to learn about that.
You still get tours of them and shit. It's like, in Montreal they have like basically like a lot of the underground sidewalks and stuff. They had a fucking underground city, and it's supposed to be very, very. I met a guy at a bar from Scotland once. He told me all about this. He was drunk. You do it high.
Hey, so you guys were talking OnlyFans before this. What are our thoughts on
Let's bring it back. I don't give a fuck about history. Let's talk about OnlyFans.
I want to talk OnlyFans. What's the deal? Do you shame someone for buying an OnlyFans?
All right, this is when I check back in.
And what's the monthly limit? Like, say I bought one for $11.99 a month the other day. Is that something you rip on me for? Or are we looking for the $6.99, $5.99?
You go on for $11.99?
Yeah, listen, Zah, it can be for whatever they set it at. It's not a.
Oh damn! All right, so the girls that I've been seeing are trying to act all bougie. I've been seeing $20.
Yeah, no, that there I've seen 20 as well. 20 made me go, listen, girl, you better bring the fucking heat for $20 a month. I think we're at a tipping point with OnlyFans where it's like, I mean, even just the term is like in pop culture now. I feel like everybody, I think it's okay now. I think that like some people
you're supporting a small business.
I like that you can make jokes about it because then I can just casually be like to my girlfriend, "Oh, I got an OnlyFans," like it's a joke, but like I did get an OnlyFans. It's like I told you. You thought I was kidding, but I told you.
My brother told me this was probably like a month, I guess a couple months at this point. He was out with friends pre-quarantine, and like he he's older. He's got some older friends. He's in the Barstool world, so he's kind of like aged down a little bit. And he threw out an OnlyFans joke at the dinner table with like 6 other couples who are 40 years old. And they were like, what's an OnlyFans? And he then had to like.
I've done that. I've done not the OnlyFans thing, but when like I'm like new to like working at a media company. And so then like I wasn't used to being on Twitter all the time when I was in college. And now like, all these like nuanced things about the internet. And I'll like go to my friends that are like salesmen. They work for like, they work for some random company. And then I'm like, oh, you don't know about Beans After Dark on Twitter? He's hilarious. And I like say all the jokes. And I'm like, I guess you had to like be in the know on Twitter. And they're like, yeah, like you get like tripped up real easy.
But then imagine that when you have like a 40-year-old dude and his wife, and they're asking what a private fucking masturbation porn account is. And he had to just be like, oh, it's like you just said. It's like some Twitter thing. No big deal.
It's kind of like the world's oldest profession brought to a modern platform.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's
the grown folks ain't ready for that though.
I miss you, buddy.
Bro, yeah. I miss all of you motherfuckers, man. I can't wait for us to be back together and all that, man. It's
the party when Barstool gets back together. I feel like there's going to be a get together at the fucking Gem Saloon or at the office, and it's going to be a goddamn scene.
It's going to be.
I'm not ready to move on by OnlyFans yet. Grinnell, who'd you get? Like, give me. You don't have to be.
I love that look right there.
I don't need the name, but like, What is
Hey,
she
how about I text it to you right now? Because I was just showing Rudy before we got on.
Is it a porn star? Is it a normal girl? Like who? Because here's the other thing.
No, he bought business OnlyFans. He just watches.
Hey,
videos.
I'll tell you this. I was suggested by another Barstool blogger to get this person's OnlyFan.
What?
You may or may not. You
Why
may
would
or
you
may
do
not, Kevin. You may or may not host a radio show with him. I'll just say that.
I know. Rocky talked about this on the radio the other day, and he showed me who, and I'm buying because it is a normal person. Like it's not like a porn star, and it looks very worth it. I will say that.
If there's anyone's judgment that I trust on this planet, it's the Rockets. Grinnelli, can you text me that too, please, bro?
Hey, this isn't live, right? My girlfriend won't see this, right?
It's live.
Oh, we're live, Grinnell.
Oh, really? No, I'm just kidding. I know.
No, he showed me she has a public account as well.
Oh yeah, you know the okay, you know.
Woo! So I said, if that girl right there that I'm looking at also has an account where it goes down, sign me up for that one. So I would not shame you even a little bit for that one, Grinnelli.
Yes.
Does that now? Here, I have a question.
$11.99, you say?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
top quality shit.
Listen, I paid $5 a month to play GeoGuessr, and I don't know if you guys know about GeoGuessr.
no, but it doesn't sound better than $11.99.
I mean,
No, this game's incredible.
This game's incredible.
This game's incredible.
What actually KB got me onto this months ago, because I don't know about you guys, but I love Google Earth. Like if I think of a place, I'm like, I just wonder what I'll look at New Orleans. Like you can just experience a city on the internet.
That is the most Rudy thing I've ever heard. You just experience the world on the computer.
you fucking
Right.
definitely can't. But go on, please.
Yeah, so I was walking by KB's desk one day, and I was looking at Google Earth. I was like, oh shit, you like Google Earth? And he's like, oh, I play this game called GeoGuessr when I'm taking like a break or something. And essentially what it does is it has every Google Earth Street View on Earth ready to go, and then you can set a time limit. So you can do versus a random person or versus yourself. You set a time limit 5 minutes, and it just plops you on Google Street View somewhere in either the United States, or you can do the world, or you can do famous landmarks. I like to do the United States because I get to learn about the United States. So it just drops you on Street View Google Earth somewhere in the US, and you just have to sit there and click.
So long story short, I look over, it's 1:00 in the afternoon. Rudy's in the middle of Kansas on Google Earth, zoomed in, being like, where am I? Where am I? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. It looks like Nebraska or something. I can't.
You can certainly pay $12 for this gorgeous girl to do terrible things to herself.
Dude, it's awesome because you have to make all these guesses, but you're like, oh, there's a Chevy Silverado. I'm for sure in Ohio, and you make these weird. It's so fun. KB, I'm telling you, man. There's people that know about GeoGuessr.
That sounds like a very KB thing. His blog the other day where he was trolling all those people in Miami.
Fantastic.
Oh my god, that was one of the funniest fucking blogs I've ever seen. Those guys, their brains work in mysterious ways. But I would, as far as the OnlyFans goes, nobody's shaming you. I think everybody should start buying them. And when I talked about it on CCK. I asked the question, how many girls do you think, or guys, I guess, are starting up an account during quarantine? Like people who either lost their job, people who are on the fence about it anyway, who got nothing but time. Look at you guys smirking.
Rudy, do you have a fucking OnlyFans account?
No. So the previous, I don't know how in depth I should get on this, but the last person one of the last people I was hooking up with before my girlfriend now has an OnlyFans.
I didn't know that.
Funny. So I don't want to get too in depth because she'll fucking come kill me. But
why are you promoting your
Instagram story? Instagram story
describe what happened to her.
Is OnlyFans picture, screenshot. My dad found all my OnlyFans pictures. One of you guys is an asshole for sending them to him.
Oh, that's you ruined the party. Why'd you do that?
Right.
Yeah, no, that's not cool, man. Especially times like this. You gotta you know what I mean?
We stumbled upon an account of someone who, I thought that it was kind of reserved for porn stars or people who are thinking about the business. I mean, there are regular ass people on there now, which I mean, more power to them.
There's talent everywhere.
How much money, Rudy, for you to make? How much money would you need to make for you to start jerking off on the internet anonymously?
Here we go.
So much money.
No, that's
Totally
such a lie.
Totally anonymous. You don't have-
Okay, this is a lie. So me and Rudy, St. Patrick's Day last year, we just became friends. We actually didn't know each other that well. We're at a bar having a great time. Rudy looks at me and goes, Mike, someone just asked me to send them a picture of my feet. And like, it wasn't just it was like a dirty, like, I want you to choke me out and send me a picture of your feet. So I go, kidding around. I go, hey, Rudy, just do it. 2 seconds later, I look over in the corner of the bar. Rudy has both his shoes off and he's taking a picture of his feet and sending it to the guy. He would do an OnlyFans in 2 seconds.
Did this guy not know you were imagine a fucking gnarly. If I had to guess, like someone who had good feet, Rudy's not one. You've been shoving into a
Dude, I have
Gross
like hobbit feet, but this guy was like always asking for pictures of my feet, and it was St. Patrick's Day, so we were obviously been out for it was a long day. And I was like, dude, Mike, this guy wants pictures of my feet. He was like, send him a picture of your feet. And the guy was like, I'll pay you. And I was like, no, bro, this is pro bono. And I was in a bar. And I just sent him a picture of my feet. And then he like went like, I gave him an inch and he took a mile and he asked for like way crazier stuff. And I was like, man, this isn't me.
I mean, listen though.
That's probably what feet pics. You know how like feet pics are so popular and all that. That's probably why they're so popular. They're just asking you to dip the toe in the water, and then once they've established that you are willing to sell parts of your body, now the negotiations are open for everything else.
Yeah, no, it's like an initiation. It's like, oh yeah, no, there's something deep down in here that he doesn't even know yet, but we're gonna bring it out of him.
How about you, Zah?
You trust me, you do not want to see my feet. I have this black ass dead toe on the right.
How much money
You got a Mr. Deeds dead toe?
Oh, the OnlyFans, yeah, that. So on the feet thing, you don't want to see my feet at all. I usually
would probably rather watch you jerk off and see those fucking dogs. I bet
you got a dead toe?
Well, I mean, I call it. It wasn't officially declared dead. It's my observation. I declared it dead.
Is that a thing? A doctor has to pronounce the toe dead? Like,
I mean, I figured I'm just a guy that just declared my toe dead, and that's what I run with.
They put a toe tag on him.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's 2020, man. You got to fall into a category now. You know, you got to be something. So my toe, my pinky toe is dead, kind of deal. But for OnlyFans, I mean, this quarantine time has really broken my brain. I used to think like I was premium meat right here. I used to charge like 200. Yeah, I said like
Zah said he would have to get paid $100,000, I believe, to make a porn with what was her name? It was like your
a person, Victoria June, who I do.
Forever. He was like, you would have to pay me to get in there. And I remember thinking, well, I don't think that's how this is going to work, Zah.
What's your price limit? How much would it cost for you guys? Kevin, you're like a bajillionaire now, so it's probably like a ton of money, but what about you?
I have a fucking 5-year waiting period. I'll start jerking off for money right goddamn now. You guys, I actually thought about this the other day in the fucking shower this morning. Like the amount of time that has to go by before I maybe get money, because as we just saw here, anything can go to shit. I didn't have kids. I don't even think I was married yet. I mean, that was a lifetime ago, 5 years. And I have to do that again. So fuck off with this bajillionaire shit. I'll jerk off anonymously on the internet for like $2,000 a month.
Wait, anonymous? My face wouldn't be shown?
Yeah, this is all anonymous.
Oh my god!
So if it's anonymous free, I'll do it for free. I'll do it for free, man. Because I ain't got nothing going on this quarantine. I need something going on.
Yeah, listen. I mean, here's the thing. The problem is like anything can happen. You can get hacked. You think it's anonymous, and some Barstool troll figures it out. That's the risk you run. I'm not expecting you to make Grinnell 123 on fucking OnlyFans and put your grill out there. I'm saying it's all anonymous, but you run the risk.
All right, so my credit card.
For a nice chicken parm dinner, I'll do anything you want.
I'll do it for my credit card bill.
My worry is that my worry would be that the fans would know that you're just doing. Like, I think that there's people on there that are really dedicated to the craft, and I think that if they know that you're doing it for the money, it changes the art. So I think that you need to be committed. Like, you're doing it because you want to do it.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a dead ass. That was not a joke. That was a real answer from Rudy. He's talking about the craft of jerking off on the internet.
Let me tell you something, Rudy. The way I do it, it is not art. It is the way I do it is like a fucking pasta necklace.
Wait a minute. I'm getting confused though. Are we talking about just doing that, or like, because who's paying for that?
Jerking off on the internet? I mean, I would imagine Asa Akira used to tell us, like, that's what she watches. That's her version of porn.
And Asa just predicts the future because Asa will tell you what she likes, and then eventually the world will just get as
Rudy,
not devolved, but as depraved as her mind is. Like everything she said, Asa just predicts sexual futures. It's bananas.
Fun fact about Asa. I emailed Brendan Clancy about 3 years ago, maybe, trying to get more involved in Barstool. Just wanted another role. Didn't think I was getting used enough. He says, hey, why don't you start editing Asa Akira and Glenny Ball's podcast?
Yes.
The shit I heard on that podcast.
Is that still on the internet? Because
I am like, I don't want to say I'm scarred for life, but I'm much more knowledgeable about the topic of sex now that I've listened to that.
Dude, that's like, you're like, it's almost a worse. Remember Smitty like got a job or at least an interview in porn? You're like, it's like Smitty looks at you and is like, oh boy, I can't believe that job. Boy, you really needed a buck, huh?
Hey, especially this stuff when, like, you know how when you're editing a podcast, a lot of stuff gets said before you air and after you air, and the mics are always on, so you hear everything. So you're like, whoa, what's going on here?
When we did our first video with her, before she was our co-host, she came in as a guest, and she was talking about dudes being into like butt stuff. And me and John were like, "What?" Like,
I listened to this.
And she
I
was,
remember this.
She was. We were at the bar of the old office, and she looked around and she was like, "I bet like 15 of you are into that." And at that point, there was only like 40 people in the room, and me and John were like, "No,
Yeah, quit playing." He's played.
Well,
He's played.
Like last year, me and Feits are at the bar. It was like just us. And we like a topic came up and Feits, he's like sipping his drink and he's like, yo, we owe us an apology.
Man. Yeah, the fact that it like came out of your brain organically, it's like that really is something that resonated with you. You're like, listen, man.
I thought it was a black guy thing. That's why I said quit playing, because if you look at our office, it sounds like hell no. 15, that's way too many heads. I'd say probably 3, 4.
Yo,
so what you're saying is that
I'm almost certain that we're being stood up by a porn star on her yacht because.
We're getting hit in the face with a pea-full balloon. I told you.
It was too good to be true. She told us she was going to be on this boat with like her and 4 other girls drunk, and I triple checked, and she was like, "I'm down, I'm in." I even told her, I was like, "Don't worry, we'll get you in and out." Like, and she says, "Take your time. I always have fun with you guys. Like, I love talking to you."
Yeah.
Here we are. I don't know what to do. I got my dick in my hand, and someone hit me in the face with a pea balloon. I don't know.
I worry that it's more so. I in my time on boats.
Here we go.
Service is
yeah. Well, she did say she was on the beach when she said she was down, and now you know.
By the way, where is she going, or where is she?
That's my question.
The number you told me, Kevin, you said she was 8 hours away from a laptop.
Yeah. Well,
on a fucking boat?
Yeah.
Where on earth is
What the fuck? Where the fuck is she? On the coast of fucking Senegal? What the fuck?
There's probably a laptop on Antarctica that's 8 hours away.
I don't know.
8 hours from a laptop is so incredibly far from a laptop. I don't think I've been 8 hours from a laptop since 2004.
We're probably 8 hours from her laptop here right now.
You could get to Africa in 8 hours. You're talking about a fucking laptop. You can get to fucking Africa in 8 hours, bro. It's crazy.
I mean, Abella's out fucking deep sea fit. We think it's like some sexy party yacht. They're just chumming the water. They're all fucking covered in.
Hey, you know what it is? YP's out in there with them in the middle of them, just running them all up.
It was her and the girl from Floribama Shore, and she said, "We're gonna be drunk." I said, "Awesome," and I'll have to make it up to you guys because I feel like this is. I would imagine there's a few extra viewers today tuning in, and instead we got Rude Boy and Grinnell and Zah. But hey,
you owe me that one. She's coming twice. She's coming twice, and I haven't met her yet. So I will, listeners, watchers, I will hold Kevin to it.
I will make it happen. I promise that. Well, in that event, I mean, we got to do social distancing, the game show in a little bit. So
right, we'll run through a few ATIs. Nick said he just sent her the link again on IG. Kevin, I imagine you've tried texting her too.
Yeah.
Hey, give me her number. Give me her number. I'll text her and get her on.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I'll text her.
We'll FaceTime her.
Yeah.
Actually,
you should mention.
Here's a good question. Do you have anyone's number who you shouldn't have, and you're just like, I don't know if I want to use it?
Yes, my whole contact list is that. I freak out every day that I'm going to lose my phone because then it's actually incredible how like Biz just texts me phone numbers and it's like text this guy, ask him if he wants to come on the podcast. It could be like Lou Ferrigno. It could be like someone just completely fucking random out of the blue, and he's just like, "Yo, text him," and I just always save the number.
Yeah.
Who's the number? I'm gonna guess it's Lou fucking Ferrigno. Who's the number? It's like
random.
Hey, I don't know how I just thought of Lou Ferrigno. I don't know.
To me, like if you had like Wayne Gretzky's number, I think even in like your drunkest state, you're not gonna throw the text out there. But Lou Ferrigno, I could see you being like, "Yo, let's fucking text this guy. Let's see what happens."
Yeah.
Yo, Bruce.
He from Entourage. I have his number and Kevin Conley. And
he's textable. I feel like I wouldn't.
Yeah. No, he's like, I actually got from him the other night, and I was like, "Holy shit, Rudy! E from Entourage just texted me." So that's kind of like, I'd say he's probably the most random.
I would. I have Francesa's number, and that tempts me a lot. A lot of times, I want to just be like, "Yo, bro, killed that segment." Like, "Yo, man, like
I'm out."
And I just know he would hate it.
So we had a foot model on Spittin' Chiclets one time. She goes by the Archbishop. Nice name. Great name. So I think her phone number would probably be the randomest if I clicked her and called her.
Yeah, I feel like very textable. I feel like the Archbishop would welcome it. But
well, if it's Rudy texting her foot pics, I'm sure she would. But I don't know about me.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm a student of the game.
I love the craft. I respect the craft so much.
I respect the craft and the art form.
What do you got, Feits? You got anybody? Oh, you got Riggins.
I have Taylor Kitsch's, and like I am always like, I should text him.
Time out. He's been trying to come on Spittin' Chiclets for a while. He's a Canadian. He's a big hockey player.
Wait. He's been trying. What are you guys giving him the snub?
No, it just hasn't worked. Like we were in LA. We were supposed to meet up with him in LA, and then we were supposed to go to Texas to go to Brent Burns' fucking ranch this summer. And
dude, that would be. You guys have had so many monster guests, PMT as well. If you guys get Taylor Kitsch, I'm going to be eternally jealous of that one.
I think John Hamm is the best. If you know,
you got that.
You got to get Kitsch on because he's fucking. He posted on IG like yesterday. He's in the studio. He's dropping an out now. The
a country album.
Here's the deal. So there's that video of him giving.
I think we got Abella.
Okay.
So she just texted back. She said, "Yes, let's go." Not to interrupt the Tim Riggins story, but
your Riggins story sucks, bro. We got a porn star coming on.
I'll get through what I can. So he had that stat line where it was like, "Hey, Feits, got an apple, blah 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 blah," and it was sent to me by the band, Dirty Honey, and they were like, "Yo, we got this video for you." And then when I tweeted it recently, and they replied,
"What up, girl?" We thought we were getting stood up.
in California, which is a whole different breed from like Miami. Like it's so
Abella, do you
different
have a
here.
new accent?
Look at that. I would love to be on that boat.
So in Miami, I'm sorry, it's really hard to hear you guys, but in Miami, you have to wear a face mask everywhere you go. I went to the supermarket this morning, and you didn't have to wear a face mask. Like the beaches are open. It's crazy out here.
I feel like you're just living normal life. You're going out, you're hanging with the girls, you're on the boat. Like
Wait,
nothing's happening.
can you guys lower the music so I can listen a little better? Because I can't
What a
hear
life.
shit. I'm sorry.
We are
What a
ruining
scene.
this
The way
party.
it's so loud.
What a scene.
I love
What?
it. You don't even need to hear us. I promise we're not saying anything else. It's really.
How are you
Mike
guys saying-
Abella.
They're on a goddamn
New
boat.
York, right?
Yeah, we're in New York, Boston. Yeah, mostly New York though. We're up here in this shithole.
How is it over there? It's crazy, right? It's like
Yeah,
a
it's
total
not-
lockdown.
I would much rather be on a boat right now. Put it that way.
I'm telling you, it's all about population because I was so bored the other day. I was like, let me do some research on Brickell, which is the area where I live in Miami. And I figured out that Brickell, which is in Miami, is the most populated suburb south of Manhattan. So
Yo.
we're going to be like the last city in Miami to actually get lifted from the stay-at-home order. It's actually really crazy.
You better be careful. You got too many fans out there that are relying on you. Are you still, what's going on?
I'm trying.
No, she did. She did have some fans. We asked some fans. Well, we asked this group of guys to take a picture of us. They ran back up to her and said, "Hey, are you Abella Danger?"
Yeah, well, I'm surprised they even had to ask.
Y'all know Nilsa, right? Y'all watch MTV. Y'all watch Florida Shore, right?
Yeah, what up, girl?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So we
Hell
met
yeah.
in Food and Wine Festival.
We've known each other for like
Like a year. But we met, and then we were like, let's meet up at Food and Wine Festival. And then she was coming to Destin. I was like, I'm gonna come to Destin.
Bella, are you still working? Is porn
Wait,
still
what?
happening or what?
What?
Can you still shoot porn or what?
No, oh my God, hell no. We are on a production hold. First, it started in March 15th. Then it got extended into April, and now it's extended until June. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be extended until further than that because, I mean, regular jobs,
Good
you
job.
can social distance, but not in our job. There's no way you can, like, shoot with masks on and 6 feet apart unless the guy has a 6-foot-long dick.
This is when we need you, though, Abella. We need you right now, man. We need you right now.
What?
We need
This
you.
is when we need you, though. We need you right now, man.
I really miss working. Like, I don't know what to do with my life.
Is this
Like,
OnlyFans.
I'm so bored because I'm so used to working all the time. And
Hey, I would pay for your OnlyFans
I'm
in
sure
1
you guys do.
second.
I'm sure you guys miss going to like the Barstool office and like hanging out there all the time. But I really miss like all the crew members and all the talent that I used to work with. And it's really crazy that we're living through something that's going to be in history books one day.
Yeah,
We're
man.
going through crazy waves right now, by the way. It's
That looks so sick.
I feel like I'm about to see some orcas right now.
Abella, do you have an OnlyFans?
Do I what?
Do you have an OnlyFans?
I don't, but that's because this is my thing with OnlyFans. So in my job, everyone has to be tested. We all have to have within a 14-day test in order to be able to shoot. We have to fill at least, it's like 15 or 20 pages of paperwork. It's all very, organized to the fact that like if something happened to you, you would be taken care of. And with OnlyFans, they don't require tests, they don't require the checking of IDs, all this stuff. But I will tell you that there is a brand new app coming along with a company that I work very closely with, and it is coming out soon, and I feel like it's going to take over OnlyFans.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so you're gonna hear it's actually launching
Thank God I didn't blow my $20.
before June. And I'm really excited about it because it's going to be something that's way more regulated. Everyone has to have a test. Everyone has to show 2 forms of legal IDs. Everyone has to fill out paperwork. And I know that sounds like really annoying shit, but you know, it's safe. It's safe for us, and that's what's made us last long time. Is that we're very safe about everything that we do. And OnlyFans is kind of like the Wild West. Everyone kind of does what they want.
Couldn't you do a wild? Couldn't you do an OnlyFans like just of yourself though, just at home?
I just don't want to support that company. Like, I don't want to give any of that company money because they're just so unsafe to me that I don't want to give them any profit at all. I have a premium Snapchat. I work with Fan Central, and I sell my Snapchat like app basically. And if you buy it, you can watch my daily shows on my Snapchat, which is kind of like OnlyFans, except it erases after 24 hours. So
How much is that?
I'm really persistent about it.
How much do you charge for that?
What?
How much do you charge for that?
I charge. Hold on. Everyone is going crazy right now. Everyone.
What a life.
I need to be there right now. I need to be there right now.
I need to get into poker now.
Wait, slow down. I'm on the phone.
Oh my what a problem to have in fucking life. Slow the people down right now? God damn.
Okay, no cool sound effects. No, because I can barely hear what I'm saying right now. Okay, so how much do I charge for my Snapchat? I charge $24.95 a month.
Yeah. See, we were just
talking. Deals, you know, there's a $99.95 lifetime access or something like that, like $99. I don't know, it's different deals.
Oh, that's a deal.
What?
That's a good deal.
We were talking about so many. There's a lot of amateurs out there.
But I really miss going to work. I'm sure you guys miss going to the Barstool office. I've only been there twice, but it was really good vibes when I went there. So I'm sure you guys are so bored. It's all the Barstool sports, guys. It's like 7 different people. What? Is Dave what?
They're probably like, fuck these people, get them off the fucking vote.
What a life. Unreal.
I'm trying not to post that. I'm like on a boat right now.
Oh, it's pretty fucking hard with the background, Abella.
Yeah.
I miss you. Honestly, when this is all over, I'm going straight to New York. I want to visit the Barstool office. I say this all the time. If I could have any other job except the job that I do because it's the best job, I would love to work at Barstool.
Yo,
you guys all let me get the best time ever.
Honestly, it's because you're very good at it. Every time you come through, you get 5
You
million
guys just look like you have such a good time with everything you do. I would love to like work at your office. I don't know what I would do. Like even if it's like picking up your guys' trash, like I would have a great time.
I don't think that's what you would do.
You probably wouldn't have to do that.
I don't think you'd have to do that. But listen, we're gonna let you go. We're gonna have fun. We appreciate you calling in.
Personal fluffer or something.
And we'll get you. Thank you for calling in. We appreciate it. You go have fun, all right?
Thank you so much. I'm sorry I wasn't like the most interesting person.
No.
Oh, you always are, Bella.
I hope you guys have a great rest of your quarantine.
Thank you. All right.
Stay safe, guys. Bye.
Bye, girl.
Bye. I just said bye. You ever do something where you just fucking turn into a completely different person when there's a hot girl around? And I just, bye.
Look at me. I was doing weird shit with my hands. I was like, go like this. I know what
are you doing, you fucking idiot?
I know what the fuck I was doing with my head.
Yo, how hard do you think we're getting motherfucked on that boat right now?
Oh
my God. Abella was just straight up like, hey, stop moving and turn the music down. I gotta talk to idiots.
I'm on the phone.
Can you imagine being, like the dudes on that boat who are out there to have the time of their life, and she's at the party because she got to talk to 7 losers on the fucking internet. Yeah, sure thing, Abella. All right, let's do.
She's a sweetheart. That was very nice of her to do that.
She's awesome. There's a reason why. Listen, yes, of course, a lot of people tune into her Answer the Internet because she's a porn star. But there's a reason why she gets 5 million views every time she does it, because she's witty, she's quick with it, she's a nice girl. So let's do one more ATI in honor of her, and we'll get out of here.
All right, this is a good one, I think, for this crew. I think this crew here might have some interesting answers.
Hit me with those porn star ones, John.
It's not that, although that would also be.
Damn it.
If someone texted you a picture of your dick, would you immediately know it's yours?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No questions about it. No questions about it.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure.
I'm
No
not so
fucking
sure,
question.
man. Like,
No, I got a
just-
freckle. I got a weirdly placed freckle. So
Oh,
I
I
know.
you could find it.
I think I would be able to tell like the lie. Like every guy's dick has like a very specific like. Rep.
See, dude, I'm straight arrow Gennaro. And maybe guys, maybe that's how I'd be able to tell. I'm straight. I'm up straight. I'm fucking just like it's just a white dude.
Dude, I wish I can see around the corner with my fucking thing.
that Irish hook, bro.
No, it's like that like concept. Like remember that show Modern Weapons where they had like the MP5 that would break
around. Yeah.
you could have like a camera on it.
Wait, what's the is your dick the only thing you see, or are the other fucking side clues, or is it an
No,
action
just
shot?
a straight up shot of your dick.
Fuck, the more I think of it, I mean, I think I know my dick. I don't know. I hope I know my dick.
No, I think
I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
angle from. I think the angle would be tough.
Yeah, that's what it is. Rudy, you're right. You're on it. It's all the angle.
Did you just say you've never seen your dick? What does that mean?
Like I've
No,
never
I'm saying,
seen it
like, you've never seen it that way.
from that way.
Whoa.
Oh, it's the angle. The angle. It's all in the angle.
If it was down, fine. If it's coming like from the bottom, I'll be honest, fellas, I've seen it from that way too. So I don't
It's coming from the bottom. That'd be tough, man.
Kev, biologically being a midget, for me, even if I tried, it doesn't work out. So I have no idea, man.
You know, it'd be tough. Like if you did that, and like right away you're like, oh yeah, that's my dick. That's my dick. And you're like, it's not.
All right, fellas. Thanks. Everybody had a good time. I mean, nobody could hear Abella, but I think everyone's seeing her just fucking party on a yacht or a boat right now. God, that looked like a perfect scene. The water was blue, the sun is shining, the porn stars are out, and we're sitting here with our dicks in our hands in quarantine. But hell of a performance from everybody. Shout out to Pink Whitney, as always, New Amsterdam.
There we go. The drink of the quarantine, man. This is what we should be doing. Actually, one more. Let's do it.
Send us your pictures
Send us out.
with hashtag Pink Pints. And if you had a cool setup watching us, we'll retweet it. Thanks to everyone for joining, and we'll catch you next Friday for another edition of Friday Night Pints.
Stay safe, people.
I'll do the Abella goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.